Hey guys, Augiesaint here and welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I want to give you a quick start guide to starting out your hard mode journey in the first Descendants. This is for all the new players that have just finished the story and you've kind of just hopped into hard mode now and you have no idea what to do, what to focus on, how to gain power, where you should go from first, or what you should do. Biggest thing I can tell you is do not do what a lot of people do when they come into my chat, is they go and join the first hard mode intercept boss and they just go sit there trying to farm up components from that guy. That is not the way to do it, guys. It's very inefficient, because if you just got the hard mode, your weapons will be underleveled, your mods will be underleveled, your Descendants modules will be underleveled, and your components will be bad. So I'm going to talk to you guys about everything I recommend doing as a newer player, reaching hard mode, what to focus on so you can get yourself, ease yourself into hard mode and just have a good experience all around. Also, I am streaming over at twitch.tv/Augiesaint pretty much every single day, so hop on into the chat. It's really fun to farm with you guys and learn and figure everything out there is to know about the first Descendants. So first things first that I could recommend for you is you need to pick yourself a good weapon and also a good Descendant to build up and focus on, and then with that Descendant and weapon, you can farm up everything that you want, and whatever your main Descendant is, your favorite Descendant, you can go and get eventually. The best starting weapon and Descendant I could recommend, is Bunny and the Thunder Cage, because we get given a free Thunder Cage throughout the story. You actually get given 2 free Thunder Cages, so you can level up the Thunder Cage, because if you fuse 2 ultimate weapons into each other, it will level up their special ability. And why I suggest to actually go with the Thunder Cage, because it is an ultimate weapon. Ultimate weapons come with 2 free polarities right from the start. Every single ultimate weapon has 2, every single normal Descendant has 2, and every single ultimate Descendant I believe has 4. What is a polarity? A polarity is these little lines over here. So let me show you guys. You can see these sockets over there, they don't have any mark on them. This one has this little symbol over here, and what it means is any mod with the corresponding symbol will have its capacity cost cut in half. So if I was to put this mod over here, it won't fit, because you see insufficient capacity, we don't have enough capacity. But if I put it on the socket over there, now it's actually halved that in half, and I get this fully leveled mod, and I'm still not even at fully capacity over there. So that is why it's so important, and that it just means it's less investment for a newer player to actually use an ultimate weapon. So if you have an ultimate weapon that's pretty decent, which we all get given the Thunder Cage for free, I really don't see why you shouldn't use this, because it's pretty decent for bossing as well as it's excellent for mobbing. It is probably the best mobbing weapon, and then it's pretty good for bossing. It's not the best bossing weapon. It has very high base firearm crit as well as crit hit damage. So the way you want to build this is kind of as much damage as you can with firearm attack, and then just go crit mods like the firearm crit hit damage, firearm crit hit rate, and then this one as well, crit rate, crit damage. This is rounds per mag with crit damage. So eventually you want to slap on all of these mods here, as well as a fire rate mod. Maybe you can put this one on or this one on, but this alone over here has pretty much cleared everything for me with no problems. You can get through all content just while you're starting out, and then once you move over to hard mode dungeons, then you can start investing into a more specific weapon. And the ones that I could suggest you is the Tamer is a very excellent weapon for bossing. But again, this one takes a lot of investment. As you see there, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 crystallization catalysts on this. And this does not come with any, because the purple weapons don't come with any of those sockets, like I said. So all of these green sockets I have added. How do you add that? Well, if you go to module additional settings, assign module socket, you can add a crystallization catalyst. Once the weapon is level 40, so the weapon proficiency, you can use this thing, it'll consume it, and then you can apply any one of these you wish. So you get to choose them, obviously corresponding to the mods you have on the build, and it will reset the weapon down to level 0, and then you have to get it to 40 again before you come and do it again. But this is very high investment for a newer player. That is why I suggest going with the Thunder Cage, as you get the 2 free right away. I believe it's this one and this one you get, and I've added this one. And this one also does not have a energy activator, as you can see there. It's another thing, but you really don't need it. This build over here right here will get you through pretty much everything. You can even drop everything and just have these 2 mods on. Rifle reinforcement and action and reaction will give you so much damage early on, and then as you go and you can level up stuff, go ahead and add some more mods to it. And then the best Descendant I could suggest for farming everything would be Bunny. We all get given a Bunny. She's excellent, she's very fast, she's very easy at clearing mobs very quickly. But if you just cannot stand Bunny, you just do not like the Bunny, then the other ones that I could suggest is your starters. Obviously Viessa, Lepic, or Ajax, whichever one you started with. Viessa being the best one for AoEing early on, and then Lepic becomes really strong at AoE eventually, and Ajax is just good all around, AoE, defense, and everything. Freyna is a good farmer, Bunny is a good farmer, and then the other one that I could suggest would be the Volby. So if you really like how Volby works and you don't like how Bunny works, then Volby is your next best. So Volby, Bunny, or Freyna is what I could suggest for early farming. as they all have pretty decent AoE. Obviously Bunny you get given literally for free in the story, and she is very fast and she is the best Descendant at farming early on, which you're going to be doing a lot of. So I'm going to suggest her, and we're going to actually show you a quick little basic build to get started with her. So let's have a look at the Descendant modules. Now this again, I only put one of these extra sockets on. You do not need that because she comes with 2 free from the start like every single Descendant. But mainly you want to focus on putting your module of so the Shock Punch, any of the melee modules, Shock Punch, Short Sword, Kicking, Tonfa, Dual Claw, even these, the Grappling Hook modules. If you put them there, you will get increased module capacity. And as well, you do get a free energy activator for finishing the story. Whatever Descendant is, I would suggest you, whichever one you choose as like your farming Descendant, Bunny, Freyna, Volby, or your starter Descendant, Lepic, or Viessa, or Ajax, I would suggest putting an energy activator on them as it gives you 20 more mod capacity, so that's quite a lot of capacity. And this build on Bunny is a very starter friendly build, as all of these mods are pretty easy obtainable. Maybe not focus on the electric, maybe these 2 purple ones you might not have right away, but if you could do a couple of missions you will have these, so just add these on last. All they really add is damage and range anyway, and makes your skills cost a little bit less. But what I could suggest as like your mandatory mods would be Technician for increased damage, Expansion for increased range, and then cooldown to like have your V up more often. If you have cooldown over there and you have cooldown on one like this, or even if you have cooldown on your reactor, will give you permanent uptime on your V, which is your lightning emission, which is what you're going to use to farm. And then the next thing after that, obviously as you want to get more tanky, then increased HP and increased defense would be your next best thing. I just can't fit them right now, but you do not need those. These stats, this alone right here would get you through pretty much all content that you are trying to farm up, to then get to the point where you can craft yourself a bunch of these. And I have videos for all of this, how to craft these and the formers and everything on my channel, so go check them out. That's just a little bit later. I'm just showing you guys how to get started. Okay, so now you have yourself a good weapon and a good farming Descendant, and then the next thing you want to do is go farm yourself up some decent components as well as a reactor. I'm going to show you guys very early missions that you can go ahead and run. Very quick and simple, very, very easy, especially on Bunny, because you can just run in circles and you'll just clear everything out instantly. Now the first one I'm suggesting you guys is in Sterile Lands. You go there, come down to the left, spawn into Rockfall, and then the anticipated ambush point. If you come here and just run this, it's very quick and easy. You can see in the background, you can do it in 30 to 40 seconds, depending on how fast you get at it. You can just run there, run circles with your Bunny, or any of your Descendant that you choose. Your Thunder Cage is basically a handout Bunny, so if you don't like Bunny, use your Thunder Cage. You clear this out, this will give you gold, it will give you Kuiper, it will give you mods, and it will give you some components and reactors as well. So you can then go through it, as well as giving you level 100 weapons, because if you just got to hard mode, your weapons are probably not level 100 yet. So you can take these weapons and then infuse them into your Thunder Cage or whatever weapon it is you may be using. But just come here and farm this up a little bit, maybe 20, maybe 30 minutes. You'll get a lot of Kuiper and a lot of gold, which you will be using to upgrade everything as you move forward. And then the next thing I could recommend for you is in Agna Desert. You come to Agna Desert and you go up to the top here. You spawn in at the storage and you come up and do the previous construct team quarters. Now this is mainly for Bunny players, as your Tingling Singularity Reactor is what you want to get on your Bunny. To start out a good decent purple one, you want to get one really good for you, because it's going to help you do so much more damage and just clear everything much faster. But from this you will also get a bunch of Kuiper, a bunch of gold, as well as some mods. And also the odd chance at a couple of components, because the main thing you want to focus on as soon as you get into hard mode is, like I said, your weapon, your Descendant, get the builds up. And then your components, you want to try and get as much defense and HP you can on your components while you're starting out. These are like the best ones I could give to you guys as an example. So you always want to go for HP or defense on the top line, and then try and go for HP or defense on the bottom line as well. So HP defense, or even HP, or even defense, just while you're starting out. Then eventually you can specialize into stuff like Kuiper drop shard chance or module drop shards or anything you're trying to build eventually. But for starters, you just want good defensive stats to keep you alive and get you through everything. Like double stats is the way to go. So HP on this one. But yeah, we have defense and then MP recovery. I just had nothing better over there, but you want to go for defense and then HP or defense, whatever you can get. As long as you have defense or HP on the top line, you're pretty much set. This one we have HP defense, so very good over there. And this one we have HP shield. Now shield is the worst thing out in the game right now, unless you're playing very specific Descendants. So you always want to try and get HP and defense. But again, just whatever is the best thing you can get. As we see there, I have 9.2k defense and we have 10k HP. That's more than enough for your day-to-day just farming and grinding up materials. Eventually, once we get into bossing and stuff, you're gonna slap on more defense mods and that kind of stuff. And that's another thing, once you kind of transition over into the hard mode intercept, so you farmed up a good component set, you got a good reactor, your Thunder Cage is a little bit built up, and then you can still take your bunny into the bossing, but what I would suggest is then to drop a couple of your damage mods. So you want to get as much defensive mods on your bunny then. So you can drop all of these things because you won't really be using your skills as your bunny. She's not the best boss unless you go and build a very specific build for her. But for starting out, just put on defense mods, like add this. I can't fit it right now, but I would just drop, you know, whatever I can drop over there to get the capacity to slap on the defense. That's 160% extra defense. That will give you so much more tankiness while you're doing fights, as well as more HP. Over there we can get HP and skill duration. Just anything that gives you HP and defense, just slap it all on. There's a lot of different mods. There's MP and defense, skill cooldown. So whatever you can get to boost your defense, and you can actually put that on a second setting. So right now you can name this your farming set, and then set 2, call this your bossing set, and you just slap on as much defense as you can, and then that will be just so much easier for you to get into the bossing and farming up the descendants that you eventually desire. But that was it for this video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, please drop a like and a sub to the channel. It helps me out so much, and I'll catch you beautiful people in the streams as well as the next video. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying.